Once upon a time, in the pre-digital age, we communicated with neighbors by leaving messages on signposts and flyers in stores, hoping that they would read them. Now there's a good chance that we're probably checking out the website Nextdoor. In just a few short years, it's quietly become a staple in 33% of the country.
So we all use social networks to connect with people around us. Facebook for friends, LinkedIn for business colleagues, and Twitter with people with whom we have shared interests. But there hasn't been a social network that helps us connect with the people right outside our front door.
I really like that I can just have a pulse of what's going on in the neighborhood. Power outages, also recommendations that have been huge for me.
I grew up in a smaller town, and the idea of getting to know who my neighbors are, getting recommendations of babysitters and house cleaners and plumbers, etc., was really nice. And then also understanding my neighborhood watch and crime and safety that's happening in the neighborhood, events in the cities, the local 5K run, the pumpkin races, all these little things happening in the city that I really wanted to get a good feel of what's happening in my neighborhood.
Beyond consumers, investors have really taken to the Nextdoor concept. It just raised a second round of $100 million in financing, bringing its market cap to over $1 billion. How did they convince investors to spend so much?
I think probably it comes down to the fact that the opportunity is so big. If you think about Facebook as the social graph and LinkedIn as the business graph and Twitter as the interest graph, that's the way investors think about these companies. There isn't a local graph. And so if we think about, again, one of the most important communities in our lives, that is the community in which we live. And there's an opportunity to build a social network for that community.
How big do you think this thing could be?
I think ultimately every neighborhood in the country, and we hope the rest of the world, will be using something like Nextdoor.
From Venice Beach, I'm Jefferson Graham, USA Today.